Husmann, who's going to talk a little bit about the Parkinson's group. And I know that there are quite a few people who are involved with Parkinson's, whether they have it themselves or they're helping someone who has it. I think it's something we need to know more about. And so I think Ron is the person to talk to, and we're going to hear what he has to say.
Okay. Actually, I'm new here. Dave Anderson used to be in charge of the Parkinson's group, and now I'm going to help him out and I guess take over eventually, because it's just a lot of work, getting it organized. But I'm here mainly to talk about the fact that our next meeting, which is the 23rd of January, next Thursday, we're going to be at the Acatink room. I have trouble with that word, I'm sorry. And I don't know it. I didn't know it was a park. I was wondering whose name was Acatink. That's a strange name. But anyway, it's we've been changed to that room, and it's a 1 o'clock meeting, and there will be a free lunch furnished.
Wonderful.
So that's nice. And Dr. Falconer is going to be there, and he's going to present a new method of treating the off periods of Parkinson's. In Parkinson's disease, it's the lack of L-dopa in your brain. Your brain no longer furnishes that, so it causes a movement disorder. Everything slows down. You're walking, you're talking, your whole body function, everything in your life slows down. And it finally starts to take things from you. And so it's important that people get to doctors and find out all the latest things. And evidently they've got some new medication that you can inhale. And it's for the periods when they're not taking this Sinemet, when they can take so much a day. And the people who really have serious Parkinson's find that the Sinemet gives them an aha moment when they just feel a lot better. And then this is something new that you can take in between. So it'll be an important thing for people to find out. And so and it's like 1 o'clock, get there at 1 o'clock. He's going to be talking at 1:30, and there's a free lunch. So come early and get a place. That's down here in the basement of this building. Here
in the basement of Village Square.
Village Square, and it's across from the theater. So we hope you'll all come out. And I'm also here to talk about another program that I brought into being here, and it's a discussion group, because I felt like we really needed to talk to other people about Parkinson's and to talk with each other about how we're dealing with the various problems, because Parkinson's just covers a whole realm of problems. For example, I don't shake at all, and but I have all kinds of other problems. I mean, I have a blood pressure problem where sometimes my blood pressure will be real high, and then other times it'll be so low I'll faint. And so there's all kinds of things, and talking to other people is really important. You find a community.
Let you know you're not alone.
You're not alone, and it's really important that we get together and talk with each other. Excuse my voice, that's another thing that's going on.
Indication.
Yeah, it sounds shaky and strange because I have no ability. I used to be a singer, which is kind of strange to not be able to use my voice at all, hardly. So the discussion group is tomorrow night, on Saturday night, at Hunter's Crossing at the classroom right by the Jefferson dining room. And we meet there at 7 o'clock, and it's just a chance to talk. It's a circle. We all sit around and everybody talks, and I make sure everybody talks. So I don't just run it, and I don't just talk the whole time. So it's really important.
How many people used to come to that?
Well, we've had between 15 and 20.
Wonderful.
Sometimes it's 12 or so. It's better at about 12. And if we get too many more than that, I'll break it up into 2 groups, because a discussion group should be a group that's small enough so that you can discuss, and everybody gets a chance to talk. It's a chance to find out who else is in your community. So you need to know other people. It gets you to know other people that are having these problems. And if you're out there with Parkinson's and you haven't been to our meetings and you're not planning on coming to a discussion group, you're going to miss something. So try and get out. Saturday nights, it seems like nobody's going out around here, so it seemed to be a good enough time. So we meet at 7 and it goes till 8 or 9, 8 or 8:30, maybe. 9 o'clock is too late. I get tired by then. I can't run the discussion group.
Sounds like it would be wonderful to have one of those in each community.
Well, you mean each place? Yeah, well, let's see. I can barely get to one.
Right,
so.
right. But what I'm saying, you know, the ones who are in Hunter's Crossing would be
well, they come
close
from
enough.
other places. I mean, everybody, the buses still run.
Oh, yeah, their buses are there.
So I hope that more people will show up. And if you have Parkinson's
wonderful.
and you're out there and you think, well, nobody's going to do anything for me or whatever, you might be surprised what you learn. Other people are suffering the same things you are, and somebody may have a solution that helps you get through something, or is taking something, or knows somebody, or whatever. You never know what you know what's going to happen. So I hope that more people will come out to the discussion group, and as I said, we'll break it up if it gets too big.
Tell me about this doctor who's coming in. What's his background?
Well, Dr. Faulkner is he's one of the main Parkinson's specialists in this area, and he's a movement specialist. That's what it's called, a movement disease. And so he specializes only in Parkinson's, and he will be here discussing this particular method of extending your help period for Parkinson's. And he's very good, very highly recommended. I go to his office to both of the doctors there, and it'll be a really interesting meeting, and it's lunch, so you know.
That usually brings people out.
That usually brings people out. So yeah, that's a good thing, and they're paying for the lunch, so that's great.
That's wonderful.
So anyway. If you have Parkinson's, or if your husband or your wife has Parkinson's, it's a good thing to insist that you go and
find out as much about it as you can, and then you're prepared for whatever happens.
Yes, and you know, it's a very helpful thing.
Very good.
And we have these meetings now every month.
Okay.
So we didn't have them in December because it just got too complicated. But then we have different speakers that come in about different aspects.
When is that regular meeting?
Well, this one is the 23rd, and I think we usually do the same Thursday.
Which would be the third
or fourth Thursday, whatever it is. See, I'm new in this, so I can't really tell you for sure about.
So whichever Thursday that is, that's when it usually is.
That's when it usually is.
And where are they normally held?
Well, it depends. Sometimes we have held them in the chapel, but we found that that's a very hard room to hear in.
Yes, it is.
It's very difficult. And so we try to use other rooms. And we had originally scheduled this for the classroom over in Hunter's Crossing. And because it was a meal, we figured we'd get more people. And they decided they'd have to be back into the room here in Village Square. So that's it.
Okay. So
hope you'll come out.
Keep track of it if you are involved with Parkinson's in any way. Keep track of those meetings. Find out what you can about the disease and how you might improve the situation. Talk with other people who are in your same situation and work together, because it does help to know that someone else is having the same problems you're having, and maybe they've found a solution that you didn't think about how to do something that had become a little difficult.
It's also nice to know the community.
Yes.
I mean, to get to know other people. This is maybe not the best way, but it's certainly a good way. And I find that it really helps me in able to talk to other people who have Parkinson's. We have a common bond.
Yes.
That's important that we talk.
Yes.
and feel free that we can shake in front of people or have our trouble walking or any of those problems, and
Right.
it doesn't matter.
Right, right.
So that's a good thing
It's
about it.
understood and accepted.
Yeah.
Right.